Welcome to the TVMusic Network Podcast with Phyllis and Belinda. I'm Belinda.
And I'm Phyllis.
And today we're going to talk about Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, Days of Our Lives. What happened today on the show, Wednesday, October 25th. Get a little recap of it. Go.
All right, you want me to start? You're going to start.
You can start.
All right, here's what happened on today's episode. We have Rachel was there.
Yeah, Rachel, who is Brady and Kristen's daughter.
Yeah, she's there, and she's talking to Stefan and all this, and they're trying to pick
her Uncle
out,
Stefan.
Her Uncle Stefan. They're trying to pick out her Halloween costume and get her all set up and everything else.
Yeah, it's wrong.
And
what they're doing is really wrong. Him and Gabi are trying to get Kristen to give over the DiMera shares. It's always about the DiMera shares for them. And they're going to use Rachel. What they want to do is say that Kristen's a bad mother. Brady's in on it. I don't know. He always does these shady Brady things. Maybe that's why his name rhymes with shady, because he's always doing these things. And they want to see if they can make it look like Kristen is abusing her daughter, and Gabi and them ought to be ashamed of themselves because it's actually working.
Yes, it is working.
They get this little girl thinking she's going to get her some Taylor Swift concert tickets if she has the most creative Halloween costume. And of course, the Halloween costume is a little girl with a bloody back, an abused eye, and a bloody lip. And she's got Rachel tricking herself into saying that her mommy hit her. And Rachel thinks it's for a contest to get some Taylor Swift tickets. Just wrong.
Yeah, because the little girl said she wanted to be a TikTok star.
Yeah.
She wanted to be JoJo
Siwa.
She wanted to, and the whole thing is that, Taylor Swift, got the Eras tour.
Yeah. Oh, and Uncle Stefan says, I have no idea what a JoJo Siwa is, but I don't know. That's not it.
So they set this up, and Gabi has her makeup kit and all this stuff. And then Gabi says, oh, well, we're going to set you up. Let's get you set up. You're going to be a Black Eyed Pea.
Mm-hmm.
So she starts painting her all this stuff. And I'm thinking, she's a Black Eyed Pea? Is she going to be Fergie? She boom, boom, pow.
Boom, boom, pow.
Like, is she going to be doing that? Boom, boom, pow. That would have actually been funny.
Yeah.
But anyway. But she's not going to be a Black Eyed Pea like Fergie and will.i.am.
I know.
She's going to be a Black Eyed Pea like her eye is decorated
and
stuff. So
like she needs some peas to get the swelling down.
You know what this is leading up to. And then we have Marlena is going to go and take her a little gift and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
she wants to visit
Kristen,
Rachel, right.
Visit Rachel and give it to her person. And Kristen's like, well, she doesn't eat this, and, you don't have to say all this stuff. So you know what this is going to lead to.
Yeah, exactly. Marlena's going to see her with the eye.
She's going to see the eye. She's going to think there's an issue and all that, too.
And then Kristen said, no, maybe you can see her later. She doesn't want to see you because abused people sometimes like to keep the person they're victimizing away from somebody who might find out. So they're walking, Kristen's walking right into this trap.
Yeah.
And I know that she does some stuff that could be shady, could be ridiculous, whatever, but that's just wrong.
It's just so wrong. So, of course, they tell Brady, you need to go and step interference. You need to go and talk to her and start, like, a little scene with her. And he's like, oh, no problem.
And Marlena already asked Brady, are Gabi and Stefan doing anything illegal? Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, no, I don't think so. But anyway, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think anything. So, of course, he goes and talks to her, and they're starting this little setup. And then all of a sudden, of course, they're doing the setup. Everyone gets right to the square and decides to do something.
Right.
You couldn't go anywhere else.
Kristen and Brady are having a fight over how she's going to see her. I'm going to discipline her anywhere I can.
Right there in the square where everybody in town crosses, no matter where you
Witnesses
live,
everywhere.
Everybody crosses there. So, of course, and then everybody seems to have their phone just ready, You got to watch what you're doing now because everybody has cell phones that can record you in a second.
Yeah.
It isn't like the old days when you could walk around and you're to get where everybody has a cell phone.
Say anything you want, do anything you want. Yeah.
So of course he has the phone, but he's sitting there and he's getting this little transcription of the fiction for them. In the meantime, Gabi has her phone and she's recording her saying things for the contest.
Yeah. Who did this? My mommy.
My mommy. And she's like, oh, look, the contest is. Look, no one can help you.
Except for your parents.
So you have to say whatever. And it's just like, it is just so wrong.
And it's so Gabi.
And all they do is worry about about those shares.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand, but it's like
get your own company, start
Yeah.
your own business, do something else.
We were talking over Day of Days this weekend, just talking with Dan, and he's like, "You think
Dan, who plays EJ?
You think I would be? These shares would." How are these shares just moving around?
Yeah,
so much and
exactly.
These,
that's all you think of.
You don't know, but so that's basically their story.
Right.
That was basically their setup.
Right.
And then we also had Jada,
right,
and Harris, and they basically were in the
square,
looking around, trying to find what's going on. They're trying to find Leo and Dimitri.
Right. They want to go up to their room, Leo's room, and see if he left any evidence behind. Jada's thinking that Harris is new to the case. There might be a fresh set of eyes. He might be able to find them.
And that's just basically leading into, so of course, they're running around the square.
Right.
So
and then when they're in the square.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, wait. But when they go into the square, before they get to Leo, they see Ava.
Yeah.
And that guy that owns the Bistro now, that's kind of threatening her. Yeah, thank you, Gil. Kind of threatening her or leading her into doing something bad or illegal. And Harris is like, "Who's this guy?" And she goes, "Oh, this is my new boss, is whatever." And then Steve's, I keep calling him Steve because that's his real name. Sorry. Harris.
Jason, Harris,
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll call him anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, "Do you think it's weird that that they're together?" And Jada's like, "No, good for her. She got a good job and all this stuff." So, they move on.
Jada was happy she got a good job, and Jada was like, "Can you make sure that soup's back on the menu?" And
oh, yeah,
like,
put that French onion soup back on the menu.
At the restaurant, because that's important.
Yeah.
Things I like.
She's like, "I'll be there."
How to get them there and all that, that type of stuff.
Right.
So that was interesting. So of course they're there and they're running around and they follow her and then and then Ava then goes to the restaurant. They sit down and they talk.
And then he's like, "How do you know cops?" And he's thinking like, maybe it might be a good idea. You can be an informant. You can kind of tell us what the cops are leading up to and what's going on with the cops. And she's like, all right, I don't know.
Yeah. So he's basically saying his things and what's going on and Yeah, I see that's going to lead to one long storyline.
Exactly.
You kind of tell, just by the way, it just seemed like it wasn't.
Ava's going to be conflicted. Should I tell Harris? Should I not tell Harris what's going on? And Harris might have to save her again. She might be in some peril or something.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that's what there's kind of leading to. And then we had Leo and Dimitri.
Oh yeah. Speaking of boom, boom, pow, Leo and Dimitri are walking around Salem dressed like ghosts, and they have this like caper stuff, and it reminds me of like the old Batman and Robin episodes when Adam West is playing Batman, and it's like boom, boom, pow. And on the screen anytime something happens. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
Here's a caper. Dun, 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 dun. I can't really sing the Batman theme because I don't want to get,
we can't sing. We can't
copyright.
Sing the scene. I probably should sing Boom Pow Pow because I don't need an Interscope coming. But anyway.
Well, you could say boom, boom, pow, can't you?
I should sing Boom Boom Pow. But anyway.
I know. Or anyway, so that's what kind of reminds me of. Like, oh my God, here's this caper. What's going to happen? Da 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 da. Leo and Dimitri. And so when they're running around the square.
Yeah, and they're dressed like, they got the sheets on, as we talked about yesterday. They got the sheets on. They're dressed like ghosts. They took these sheets to the hotel. They cut a hole.
Right.
And they have ghosts. They're trying to get out. And Dimitri's goal is to get out of this, not only out of this town, out of this country.
Yeah.
And Leo is like, do I have time to do this? Do I have time to do
that? Got time to get my hair.
He's like, can we just get out of here? Because, so then Leo's like, wait, we gotta be sure it's gonna work because we walking out with white sheets and I don't want to go the other way.
Yeah, people think we left our hats at home. Yeah.
And he's like, this is a typical Halloween costume that's been around forever today. There's thousands of ghosts walking around. It's not going to be an issue, but we need to go. So he's basically just like, we got to get out of here. And then the dialogue for that is just like, he was saying every name in the book, oh, so I'm going to be my Zac Efron. And then he mentioned this comment about, he mentioned all his...
Their banter and their dialogue was very, very funny on the comedic level.
Funny, very cat. But then here's this thing out. This reminds me of when I had the script we were trying to push, and it was Ghostbusters meets Magic Mike. And it's just like little tiny
Leo-isms, I'm calling them. Yeah.
Little things that Leo is saying. It's just like, dude, what part of... Then he has this card. and if the scene straight out of like say anything. I got this card.
I can only use it for
It's only
emergencies.
use it for emergencies.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're trying to get out the country. Maybe you want to come up. This is an
Exactly.
emergency. But he has to keep this card, all this stuff, because they only have $14 and some change.
And change.
So now it
went from $14.42. Now it's 14 and
$14
change.
some change. So maybe they dropped a penny or two on the way out, or maybe he's just saying in general.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love
But
it.
I found that to be very
Yeah. Oh, okay. So then Jada and them get to the room, and the room is empty. But then the caution tape is gone. The police tape's gone. And they see a picture on the floor. They're like, oh my God, they just left. We got to find them. And then they see two random ghosts walking around. So they think it's them. They run over and catch them. And it's not them. It's two different ghosts from God knows where. Some random guys dressed as ghosts that maybe Leo and them kind of hired. I don't know what they did. But we go back, and Dimitri and Leo are back in the room again.
Yeah.
So they fooled Jada and Harris.
Yeah.
A Navy SEAL and a trained cop. Amazing.
Amazing.
Only in Salem.
Only in Salem. But then here's my question. Is it Halloween?
Halloween, yes.
Yeah, but is it actually the Halloween day, or is it Halloween
I
weekend? Are we
assumed-
doing events all day? Because what are these multiple ghosts?
I thought it was Halloween day.
Yeah.
And then they're going to turn into Halloween night.
Okay, is that what's happening? 'Cause I was concerned. I'm like, you just don't really see random ghosts. But then I thought maybe there's like
Sure you do.
little parties, like little. Yeah, I know, because like when Halloween is going to be on next Tuesday, but we know this whole
Right.
weekend's going to
It's going to take
it's
5
gonna be
days to
Halloween
get to Tuesday.
parties and all this. We know all these Halloween parties, all that stuff's going to be happening.
Right.
So that's I'm like, are we doing it all week there or something like that or whatever? Because
Well, we probably will.
then again, he had to come with the ghost costume anyway, and that's
Right.
probably the costume that you make it, 8:00 at night when it's like it's 8:00 at night.
Oh, you mean like you?
You
8:00 at night, you're still looking for a costume so you can go down to Halloween?
Yes, I used to do
Yeah.
that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Go
And,
into the store last minute, see if there's anything 70% off
Yeah,
or
we go
whatever.
to Rite Aid at 7 something or all that, and But because I always have my same Halloween costume every year. Every year I'm going to be Elton John, and I end up looking like Bootsy Collins.
Yes.
So I just go like Bootsy Collins.
Yes.
But the other year I end up being Run DMC because I had my black.
And you look like Elton John. Started out as Elton John and turned into Run DMC.
So in between my Bootsy and my Elton, it came out to be Run DMC, and that's okay because I love Run DMC. So maybe if I start now, I can have a Halloween costume before the 31st, and I won't have to wait until 7 o'clock.
Yeah, and then I'm like, why don't you just go ahead and do the Elton and turn yourself into Bootsy like you always do?
And be done with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Bootsy, baby. He just had his birthday. Anyway, that's what happened on Days of Our Lives today.
Only in Salem.
Only in Salem. It airs on Peacock. And you can find me on social media under Belinda's LA Music, talking about all things music, soap operas, and anything else I can possibly think of.
Anything else.
Yep.
Me, you can find me on Twitter at Phyllis_Thomas.
You can also find us at TVMusic Network on Instagram and on Twitter.
Yes. And
And
then
our
check out our
website.
site that has everything on it. And our podcast is on Podbean and actually YouTube now.
Yeah. It's on Podbean, YouTube, iHeart, we're everywhere.
Apple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Apple.
Anywhere your podcast.
Anywhere you
can find a
Anywhere you can find a
podcast.
podcast, that's where we are. Anyway, closings out today are our friends John and Dave with the beautiful original song.
Yes.
And it's
Eden, we love the song.
It's called Eden, and it's going to close us out.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Goodbye.